everyone, and welcome to the very first FILO Talks episode this year with UBC KABABAYAN, your local Filipino student association. My name's Hannah, and I'll be your host for this today's podcast. And our topic today is Being Filipino 101. So we're going to talk about what it means to be Filipino and explore more about the Filipino identity. And before we start the podcast, let's do a land acknowledgement. So we acknowledge that we live and study on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. All right, to start, I think we can introduce ourselves. Also, to let you guys know, we are the academic department of KABA this year. Woo-hoo. And we're really excited to be producing some podcasts, media, and events for everyone. Okay, we can get started with the introductions. So my name's Hannah, and I'm the cultural director this year. I'm in second year civil engineering, and the snack I'm having for this podcast is I brought turon. Wow. Yeah, so I guess the questions are, what's your name? What do you study? And what Filipino snack are you going to be eating this podcast?
So my name is Rachel, and I'm VP Academic for KABA this year, and I'm also in third year bio. And the snack that I have today is sticko. And if you ever had these when you were younger, then you know that every time you eat it, it's mandatory that you pretend that you're smoking a cigarette. So yeah, that's my snack.
Hello, I am Raya. I am the wellness director, and I'm in second year biochemistry, and I have dried mangoes.
Hey everyone, I'm Jacob. I'm in my third year studying political science, and today I brought clover.
Hi guys, I'm Gabbi. I'm the AVP for academic. I'm in my third year in IR and Soci, and I'm going to be sharing everything, snacking everything.
Perfect. Okay, so with the topic of today's podcast basically being like Filipino 101, what do you guys think being Filipino means? Like, what's your favorite part about being Pinoy?
Okay, I guess I can start us off. So for me, I'd say my favorite part about being Filipino is how big your families are. It always makes holidays, birthday parties, pretty much every celebration pretty fun because there's so much people, great food, and the vibe is just amazing.
The vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part.
My favorite thing about being Filipino is that whenever you tell someone you're Filipino and they're Filipino too, there's always that automatic connection. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to make friends with other people who are Filipino. It's like, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Mine is also just like having a tight-knit kind of family, and just having those like warm-spirited relationships, even like with people you're not necessarily related to. Like there's still your tita, your tito, your cousin, and there's just that like close bond.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's similar to what everyone said. I feel like one word that we all mentioned was just family. And it's like whether it's those like family gatherings or the fact that we have such big families or that like everyone around us, even though we're not related, like feels like family to us, I just think shows like how important it is in Filipino culture, like your community and the people around you. So yeah, that's one thing I'm really proud about being Filipino.
Yeah, like I think for me, what I really like about it is how big okay, so in my grandma's funeral, right? Or like her like anniversary for her funeral, we had like 120 people over. This was COVID time, right? Or like post-COVID time. And they're all blood related. And it's 120 people, and that's not even everyone.
When you say over, do you mean in your home?
No, I know. No. We like booked a venue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like even here in Canada, like all my relatives were like distantly blood related. But we still spend like every other weekend with each other. Like we're bringing over like all the like meals and whatever, and then like all the titas and like cousins gather. I think that's so fun. Yeah. Okay. So I think you Rachel and Gabbi, you guys did like a campus interview asking like what do people know about Filipinos? And one of the main things we heard is like we make good food, we're fun, we can sing, like Jollibee is good. A lot of people also said like we're warm and inviting. Someone said sinigang.
What?
That's kind of like, wow, I didn't think they would know about that. And then also talked about like family gatherings and having massive families, which we just covered. And a lot of these are pretty true, and they make up a good part of Filipino culture, but it's not everything. And we basically want to share more about what it means to be Filipino and what Filipino culture means to us, especially as like members of KABA. And yeah, so I think we can talk about some classic Filipino experiences. If you're not Filipino, this is the chance to learn more about the culture, and if you are Filipino, hopefully you can relate to these as well. So, let's talk about full names. How many names do you guys have in your full name?
Average of 4.
4?
Yeah, average of 4.
Yeah, I'm also 4.
I have 3.
3? Oh my god, rare.
I feel like that's definitely rare. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Rachel?
I also actually I have 4, and it's like a funny story because I think like what people may not know, like the reason why Filipino people have 4 names is because like a lot of the time your mom will put like her maiden name as one of your middle names, so you'll have like 2 middle names. But growing up, like I always, when I said my full name, I would include my mom's middle name. And then when I was like in grade 3, I think I saw on like the attendance list, my teacher was listing all of our names, and then I didn't have my mom's middle name in there. And I was like, what's going on? So I go to my mom, and I'm like, what's happened? Like, I was just like, that was funny. Like, she forgot one of my names. And she was like, Rachel. And I was like, what? And she said, I actually forgot to put it in when I gave birth at the hospital. And I was like, what? No. Yeah, and my sister has it. So, like, my mom just doesn't love me. I'm just I'm just the least favorite child. No, but then I was like, wow, this big part of my identity is gone. I only have 3 names. I'm a regular person.
Wait, how old were you when you found out?
Grade 3. I was like 8. But then when I turned 19 last year, like as an adult, it's like really easy to change your name. Well, like easier than when you're a kid.
So you changed it?
So yeah, I just changed it last year.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Yeah.
Oh, did you say your full name?
Oh, we have to say it.
You have to say your full name.
My name is Rachel Leanne Milo Agustin.
Wow.
Mine is Raya Ashley Manlusok for my mom. Binobo.
Wow, okay, that's some crazy names. Mine is just Jasper Jacob Sablan.
Mine's Gabrielle Angelique Ong Villarica.
Mine's Hannah Gabrielle Dimabuyu Cabanting. Yeah, so everyone usually has like 2 first names or 2 middle names. And then your first name usually is like, it sounds like it's from the Bible. Or it like sounds white, basically. Yeah. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said it.
And then your last name sounds like Spanish, because like colonization. We're past it. And then another thing about Filipino culture with names is we also do like nicknames. So I don't know about you guys, but I have like a Tito June, Tita Baby.
Yeah.
I have like an Ate Princess. Yeah. Do you guys have any nicknames? Gabbi.
You're gonna get exposed.
Okay. Okay, these are just like the ones that, okay. Lake, Babby, Princess, and then, yeah. I'm gonna stop.
Okay, well, if you're a guy, I feel like a common nickname is like guapo or like bogi. Stop! No, yo, I didn't say that was just okay.
They don't all get called guapo. I don't know.
But as for me, my nicknames are JJ and then Jake and Jakey, just sort of like a play on that.
Well, my parents call me Bunso, but that's because I'm the youngest. But my nickname for my family is Yan Yan because, do you know like the snack?
Yeah.
The Yan. I used to only eat that when I was a baby, so that's why they called me that.
My nicknames were like Rachy growing up, Or my dad called me my middle name. Like, he says it with like an accent, so it's like Leon, because he, like, I don't know, he like can't pronounce Rachel. I don't know. And then also Rachel B, which the B stood for, there's this Ilocano word, it's bangad, and it means like stubborn. So they called me that.
Rachel Stubborn.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my. True. I actually don't have a nickname. Like, I've never been given one. Everyone's just called me Hannah.
We can make you one.
Wait, what was your full name again?
Like New Jeans?
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have
It has to be like repeating. Like a nice little Han.
Ay, nako.
Oh, yeah.
Nako. Yeah. Okay, I guess my new nickname's Han. And then, like, other really common ones, I feel like, is like, yeah, Tita Baby, June, Princess. Yeah, I have a cousin named Princess.
Me too.
And then, like, April, May, Queenie. I think that's a popular one. And then, like, the more, like, Filipino ones is, like, Guapo, Pogi, Ganda. Like, my dad, his nickname growing up was, like, Iking. You guys know what that is? It's, like, lizard. I think.
For what?
I think. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I think they just called him that. Yeah. And then, like, sometimes if, like, I don't know, your aunt's, like, messed up, they call you, like, Tabachoy.
Oh, yeah.
Bro. Yikes. Yeah, and then I have, like, a Tita Nining, Tita Bebot. I feel like those are really popular. Yeah. Oh, and then also a really common thing that we do is, like, so everyone has, like, 2 first names, right? You take the first letters of each of those names, and then you're like, AJ, RJ, PJ, JJ.
Yeah.
JJ.
Or I feel like they'll like combine their like parents' names or something. Like they'll combine 2
names.
My dad's name is Raymond, so my first name is Raya, and then my mom's name is Sally, so we rearrange it to Ashley.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh wait, it's SAHLEE, so they changed the A and the S.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think I get it. Yeah.
I don't know if I get, but I get. Yeah. And, okay, this is something I wish I could, like, sorry, this is, like, an abrupt, like, transition, but we're gonna talk about Filipino time. And I wish I could explain this to my non-Filo friends, because Filipino time is such a real thing, okay? I'm not just trying to be rude. I'm not trying to, like, be disrespectful of your time. But it's hard when you, like, grew up a certain way that when you're living on your own and, like, are in charge of your own life, that you do something that's the complete opposite. So Filipino time is basically, like, a lot of Filipinos arrive late for, I don't know why. Yeah, everything. Like, the wedding, late. Like, the baptism, funeral, late. Everything late. I think the only thing that isn't late is, like doctor's appointments, like stuff like that. Airport. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, airport. Yeah, like my cousins. Sorry, yeah. You go.
I almost did not make my flight because my mom like wanted to put her freaking lotion in the car. So we were literally the last ones on board, and I was crying. I was like literally crying. I was so mad. So Filipino time goes hard. I have so much to say.
Honestly.
I'm traumatized.
Yeah, and then like for like my cousin's wedding, this is like his wedding, right? It's a big deal. This is the biggest event of his life. Everyone at least an hour late. At least, okay?
To the service?
No, not to the service, but like to when you're told to go. Because usually they tell you to go like, you know, before everything starts, right? So that you can get like situated. Yeah, at least an hour late. And then like, I was already seated down. Thankfully, the bride wasn't walking down the aisle yet, or like the ceremony didn't start yet or anything. But literally, like a minute before the ceremony started, like people are trickling in to a wedding, and it was like a fancy wedding too. It was like at a fancy hotel or whatever.
Oh.
And they were still late. And this is like family. This is family too. It's not even just like.
That's why,
some like coworker.
That's why when you invite people, especially Filipinos, you always have to tell them like 30 minutes before, so then they have like they come at regular time.
Yeah, especially for like family gatherings, bro. If you show up like on time, that's rude. I personally think so, because like for my family, we always like circulate who's hosting each weekend, and like if it's my family hosting, we hope and pray that people are late. Because if you're like early, bro, we're not ready yet. Like, wait.
Every time I bring people over for dinner at my family's house, we like say 5 o'clock, but then it's not. It's not actually until 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very true. I don't know. And then like, I guess we've been talking about family gatherings a lot. We haven't explained that yet, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just basically like you and like all your relatives and maybe some like neighbors and maybe some friends and like someone's like white boyfriend. Okay, it's true. It's true. And then like everyone comes in. Obviously everyone takes their shoes like off at like the front door, right? Mm-hmm. So when you come in, there's always like a giant pile of shoes. And then you get offered slippers. Do you guys do slippers in your houses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Chanel's?
Yeah.
Chanelas, my bad. Yeah. And then I don't know how often you guys do it, but my family does it like every other weekend. Yeah. How about you guys?
Kind of just show up whenever. Like just the door is unlocked. We just come in.
A random Monday?
Yeah. No, literally, like every day. My mama does like almost 3 times a week. Just in. I'm like my cousin's mom. That's it.
Me too, honestly, especially after like church or something. They always come over, and it's always uninvited, but it's a good time.
Well, now since we're both from Alberta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So our family, no, us from Alberta.
Excuse me?
Sorry,
Calgary's not included?
sorry. But so our family did it after church all the time, but like now it's more, well, never, because it's just me and my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, that's one of the things that I miss from being not in Edmonton anymore.
No, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still do?
Yeah,
Family gatherings?
I still do family gatherings, and I'm not there. And I'm like, dang, I can't like. Oh,
That's sad.
that's so depressing.
Should we also mention like what we do at them?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to start?
Okay. Oh yeah, sure. I was gonna say like for my family, I feel like there are like we'll just come unannounced, just like talk to each other or like give my parents and like my uncles and my aunts, they'll just like drive over food because we like live pretty close. So then they'll just like drive. It'll be like, we're bringing you this dish, and then they'll just talk for a bit. But that happens a lot. But then a lot of like Filipino parties and gatherings, I want to say one of like the quintessential things for me is like karaoke. Mm-hmm. I own a karaoke machine. I feel like a lot of Filipino people do. And I think it's cool when the young people are like good at singing and they can like sing their pop songs. Oh. But the Filipino uncles who sing the like old love songs, they're actually, I swear they could all have been like singers if they wanted to, because they're always so good. So yeah.
Can you guys sing?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Oh.
My Filipino talent.
Like
I'll sing at karaoke.
Another thing I noticed is that a lot of the times the kids gather and then like hide upstairs all together, and then the adults are just downstairs yelling.
Yep, the titas are watching like Showtime and gossiping.
Yeah.
The titos are like drinking, playing cards, and then all the kids are downstairs. Yeah.
And there's just always lots of food. Like, that's the event, just the food.
Yeah. Everyone has baon.
Yeah.
Baon means like take home food. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, when you guys pull up to the family gathering, what's the first thing you do?
Mano
When
po.
you're-
Ano po?
Mano
You
po.
guys, can we get a demo? Can we get a demo?
Mano po. Oh wait, wrong way.
Bless po.
Sorry, I have cheese.
Yeah, so mano po, or like bless, is you bless basically everyone who's like, I guess, a generation above you, so like your aunts, uncles, and above. And it doesn't matter whether you're like blood related or whatever. If they're like a friend of your mom, that's an aunt. That's an aunt. Friend of your dad, that's an uncle. Like, they're your blood, your family. And then you basically just like circulate around the dinner table and you're like, bless, 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 bless. Or at least that's how it goes in my house. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. And it's just like a way to show respect for our elders. And I think also it's like to say like hi and then show like, I guess just respect. I don't know how it started though. I don't know. I think it's just like something we've all done growing up. Yeah.
I went to the Philippines just like in May, and then a lot of my cousins are like a lot older than me, so they have kids that are like preteen / like elementary age, and then they were like coming up to me and like trying to bless me. And I'm like, guys, I'm 19. Please get your forehead away from me. That is not. No, you cannot be making me feel old.
That's like the tricky part though, low key.
Like you can never tell if you have to bless someone or not.
Sorry?
No, when the white hair's out.
Oh my god. No, but then sometimes I'm like, I meet someone and they're like the age of my cousin, but like I still call them tita or tito because it's like, it's my aunt's friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if they're like 26. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
that far away from you, right? I'm
Yeah.
19. I'll still call them tita or tito because they're related with my aunts.
I feel like it's more respectful too.
But then sometimes people find disrespect.
Yeah, because then like, you think I'm old.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What do you guys call your profs by their first names?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's because they tell us to.
Oh.
No, but like the Filipino in me, I'm like,
No, sis.
I cringe.
like to say doctor and then their last name.
Oh yeah. I don't
Yeah.
call them like, oh hey Pam, like no.
yeah.
Only one prof, but that's like an exception.
Why?
He was so adamant about it. He's like, call me Dennis. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Probably shouldn't say
Shout
his
out to
name.
Dennis.
Anyway.
That's so funny.
Did you guys have anything else to say about family gatherings? Nope. Okay. Okay, so I guess another part about family gatherings is family gatherings in the Philippines. Those hit hard. Like, how many relatives do you guys have in, like back home?
It's honestly too much to count sometimes. Like on my mom's side, she has, I think, 5 siblings, or like 5 kids in her family, including herself. And then on my dad's side, he has like 4 or 5 as well. And then even more extended family beyond that. And so it's really hard to keep track, but it's always really fun because you're always meeting new people, I feel like.
Yeah, I think like my grandma has like one of 8 siblings.
Oh my
I think that's really common.
My
no?
mom is one of 8 siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
No, isn't it like the baby boomer era where like the
I think
kids
so.
weren't
Well, like-
living? The kids weren't living, so they had to make more. And then they started living, and then that's why there were 8 of them. Isn't that what happened?
I didn't hear that. That is
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. Like you like have like more kids, I think, and then like you kind of expect a few of them to like die.
That was the norm. And
Yeah.
then, like, medicine, you know. That's, so yeah, that's why like this generation you have less siblings because like, they're living now.
Okay, well, another theory I heard is like, because a lot of the, like back then, most people lived in like rural communities.
Yeah.
So like, if you had more kids, you'd have more help on the farm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Free workers.
That might be it. My dad had a farm, so like maybe that's it. Yeah.
Because I know my grandma, it's like all her older siblings weren't able to go to like university because they had to help in the farm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you guys have this?
No. Well, I mean,
Yeah, there's too many to count. Like, my grandma has, like, 4 siblings. Her mom had 11 siblings. And then it's the same on my dad's side, or my mom. I'm not even going to count it. Like,
Yeah.
like, we're probably related somehow, all of us.
Yeah.
I'm not even, like, doubting it.
Yeah. And then when you take like consider all those siblings and then like all those grandparents, like everyone's related, man. Like, have you guys ever met like someone from school in like a family gathering?
Oh, what? That's happened to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you got to tell the story.
I just like I went to a family gathering, and then I'm like, oh hi, like you're here, we're related. And it was like this girl from like my church or something. And I'm like, oh.
This has unlocked a deep
are
memory for you.
related. Why, you were late?
No, I was just listening.
Yeah.
And I just remembered something.
I met someone today actually from Kaba, and then there was two of them, and they were like, "Oh, we met in school, and then we figured out we were second cousins at school," which was like, "What the heck?" Like,
yeah.
I thought that was a joke.
I thought, is it a joke? Because I thought it was real.
No, they're cousins.
Huh?
I was just gonna say about my parents, like, yeah, my dad also, his family was like 7 kids, and then my mom is the only girl. She had 9 brothers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did they keep track? Is she like the youngest?
She's the 4th oldest, but like they wanted another girl, and then they just kept not getting one. So, yeah, but I guess more farm workers. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the thing about Filipino families is they always like try to stay connected unless there's some drama. My family has had drama. Maybe not on this podcast. Or like, I think they're probably gonna watch this, man. But yeah, they've had. I feel like, have you guys had family drama?
Yeah.
I know like a lot of people have family drama over
course.
land.
Oh.
Is that a thing? I've heard about that.
I've heard about it too.
Guys, there's so much land beef in my family. Wow, I didn't know we all related this much. Wow.
That's a thing though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what they're fighting about though. Like who owns it?
Because there's lots of land and they're like fighting over who gets the land.
And there's so many of them. Yeah.
But like, how do they not know who owns it?
Like,
Isn't there records?
Or maybe there's like a dominancy. So like the son and then like the other people, like, oh no, like you're the favorite. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. But even besides all of that, like, I feel like Filipino families are very family focused. Like, it's always back to the family. Like, do you guys send, what's it called? Like, you send money back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. Bro, I told, like, my roommate about this, and she's like, what? Why would I send money back home? Like, my family back home is, like, richer than all of us here in Canada. But I feel like it's really the opposite for Filipino people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of things that you send back home, balikbayan boxes. Do you guys send balikbayan boxes?
Yeah, for my mom, whenever we go send one back, we always hit up Costco, you know, and then we get like packets of like socks, just like clothes, and then Canadian stuff. So like Nutella, maple syrup, I think once, and then just bring it back for them to enjoy.
Yeah, we just hit up Costco whenever someone goes back.
My family's go-to, or well, the ones I remember, because the last time I brought back stuff was when I was really young, was ketchup chips and coffee crisps.
Yeah.
So like the Canadian snacks that are not available anywhere else.
My family always sends back corned beef.
Isn't there corned beef?
Isn't the corned beef you bring it
I
here?
don't know. They always do that. And then also like Canada merch. Like when I went to the Philippines, all of my relatives had like these like Canadian like hats and like ladles, and it's because like my mom sent them all.
Bro, okay, this may be the most like Hungarian thing I've ever said, but when my like relatives came over to visit Calgary, we sent them home with 8 cowboy hats.
What? That's definitely.
Was it like
That's
Stampede season?
No,
Just like regular?
no, I don't know for what reason. My dad just had like 12 cowboy hats in our house,
Oh.
so he sent them like he sent them with 8. No, like it says like Calgary Stampede on the logo. Oh no. So I guess that's what we're bringing back home. And yeah, Costco for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, what do you guys bring back when you visit the Philippines?
I can start. Bananas. I bring a lot of
Like Sabah bananas?
Sabah, yeah.
Are you allowed to bring that?
You're allowed. I brought a lot of bananas.
Or like fruits.
What if you put it in your check bag though?
I think, no, even if it's checked.
You declare it, but it's okay. No, because when I went in May, there was, because you don't have to declare stuff. It says specifically, like, did you bring blah, 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 like bananas from Vietnam or the Philippines? And I was like, oh, they know. Also, my,
Wait, were you able to bring it?
yeah, it's okay.
But I thought it said no.
Maybe it's like
No,
a
you just
certain amount.
declare it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just need to tell them. Yeah. And then also, like, I have a friend who works like with border services, and then he literally asked me like, he was like, Rachel, why do all of the Filipino people, why do they all bring dried fish? What's so good about the dried fish? And I was like, I was trying to explain it, and I was like, I don't know, it's just fish. And it's like, you just like, I don't know, you cook it, and it tastes good. So, yeah.
My mom specifically, she brings home, cream silk conditioner? Yeah. It's my favorite brand. So she brought like 5 home the last time, and we still have some. So
Don't they sell it here?
I don't know, but I think it's more cheap over there.
Yeah.
So we might as well stock up.
Okay, for me, it's always just like snacks that we can't get back here in Canada. So the last time I think like they didn't even have like picnic and stuff like that here. So stuff like that.
Okay, so from what I can remember, dried mangoes and cookie corner. And then sometimes the edge gel.
The what?
Edge gel.
What is that?
I don't know, it's like in a purple container. It smells really good though.
Is it for your hair?
Yeah. Well, not for the keto.
I think for me, we always bring home like polvoron. Because then that's like
The Goldilocks, yeah.
No, not Goldilocks. What Goldilocks?
Not Goldilocks?
No?
Because you can buy Goldilocks here. I bring Goldilocks.
I bring gold.
No, we get like Hop. Is that one? House of Polvoron.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We always bring that one. And then that's like our pasalubong for all the relatives. Because anytime one relative goes back, you gotta bring back something for everybody else, right? So then that's what we always get. Because it's like cheap. And it's like, it tastes good. Or red ribbon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's a big one. Like a whole bag of red ribbon. And then each family gets like those like mini bags.
Yeah. Like the little like package mamoon, like.
Yeah. Like the assorted pack.
Mhm.
We always get those. And then this isn't from the Philippines. It's from this is just from my family. But every time I go back home to Calgary, they always ask me to like bring home siopao from here.
Really?
BC has good siopao.
Yeah. They're like, these are like Newtown Bakery. Are we sponsoring that?
Surrey at King's or at Surrey Central Station.
Yeah. That one.
I love your siopao. Please sponsor us.
Are they Filipino?
We'll post these. No, but they just sell siopao.
Oh.
But they target to Filipinos because they have like Tagalog on theirs.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
Bro, okay, so last time I went here, my family friends also came with my parents to pick me up from dorms. They brought back home 15 bags of frozen siopao. Each frozen siopao bag has 6 siopaos in it. 15 times 6. I don't know what that is, but that's a lot. They had like a whole suitcase that was just frozen siopao. And another suitcase that was frozen siopao.
I'm not surprised.
Like, I can't. And then she said she like got rid of it all in like a week. Cause she like gave it all to like a bunch of different people. And then I don't know, maybe like they cooked it every day.
You know what? Philippine Airlines though is like so OP because I feel like other airlines they don't let you bring 2 checked bags. I think they know. They know that the Filipino people are like bringing stuff back. Cause like only one is filled with clothes.
Yeah, and then whenever you go to the Philippines, I feel like one of your bags is a little bit more on the empty side, so that like you have stuff to put in it. Yeah.
When my mom went, she literally brought a fully empty suitcase and then packed all of her clothes in a backpack, and that's what she brought. That's it. But she only went for like a week, so. She was dedicated.
Yeah, I respect it. It's like any other stories about pasalubong, or even going back home. Anything?
Pasalubong. Okay, wait. So that same trip where my mom almost made us made us miss our flight almost. So when we're going back, she bought 2 luggages. One was hard, one was like a softer luggage. So we spent like 2 hours trying to like get one luggage between the other because she wanted to like bring back lots of pasalubong. And like we were just stressed, and then everyone was just kind of looking at us.
Oh no.
But it was funny after.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I swear, like the night before you head back home, like it's you and all your relatives from the Philippines. You guys are trying to figure out how like you're gonna distribute the weight to all the bags.
They bring out the weighing machine.
Oh, I didn't know that was a Filipino thing.
Yeah, because we don't have a weighing scale carry-on, right? Like those like ones that you like tug
Yeah.
on. Yeah. So you just like carry the bag and like go on top of the way.
Bruh. Or use peaches.
Wait, is this Filipino? I
It
thought
might
this
just
was
like.
I thought it was just my family, man.
I feel like people go to the airport, but
Maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's definitely something we do. And then we're always trying to figure out how we can like fit everything in. And then like, bro, I swear, my family and I, we always try to bend the rules of how many carry-ons you can bring.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we have like a carry-on with like Cinnabon. We have a carry-on. My dad always comes back home with 3 boxes of buko pie.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Why? Okay.
But like you can't put that in like your luggage, right? You have to hand carry that. So you have that, and then you have like your backpack or whatever. And then you have whatever you bought from the airport terminal. That's like 3 carry-ons, no? So, I don't know. Nobody ever said anything. The flight attendants understood. Maybe it's because it's like, as you said, like Filipino Airlines.
They know.
Yeah, they know. They understand. Yeah. Okay. Our next topic is a little bit different from families. But
It's how you make the.
Yeah.
wait, what? No! I was gonna talk about tabos.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I went the wrong order.
So there's no segue to this, but do you guys use tabos?
Rachel, you should answer.
The only time I used tabos was when I was younger, when I showered. I can't explain the other way you use it, so I'll hand it off to someone else.
So a tabo is a handheld bucket where you fill it with water, and then after you use the toilet, you wash your bum, and then clean it up because like toilet paper is not enough nowadays. You have to wash it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing much more to say.
That's what it is. Okay, I have a story.
Okay.
So I've never like lived away from home before, right? Until like first year of university. So I've never had to live without a tabo. Like even when I would go to like hotels or something, I brought tabos to my hotel. Okay. Wow. Like I went to like band one time. Like I brought a tabo. You need it.
Just
Or
like
I'll,
in your backpack, like you just like.
I just like put it in my luggage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or like I would use like a makeshift tabo or something.
The ice bucket.
Yeah, like the ice bucket.
water
or, like,
cup.
a water cup. Oh my god. Yeah, I would always use something like that. And then when I came to like first year dorms, I lived with like communal washrooms, right? So it's kind of weird to like bring a bucket of water into the stall with you. And I was like, people are gonna look at me a certain way if I like pull up to the washroom with a tabo and then I go to a stall with a bucket of water. So my solution was I bought a portable bidet. This is kind of fire. Okay, like not to like promote it, but I love portable bidets. They're great. Everyone should use them. You should try it out.
Wait, how is it portable? Like, how do you connect it to water?
It's literally just a water bottle, but it has like a spray at the end.
Oh.
So you still have to fill it up, but at least it just looks like you're filling up a bottle in the like sink instead of like a bucket, and you bring it with you. And I also didn't want to like put the tabo on the like dorm washroom floor. That's disgusting. So yeah, that was my solution. Do you guys have any other tabo stories? No. Okay. So now that we've learned like a bajillion things about being Filipino, let's put this into real world applicable situations, right? How do you rizz up a Filipino guy or girl? Let's give some tips. We gotta use this IRL. Rachel,
Oh, do I have tips?
do you?
This is not a tip, but I wanted to share my parents' love story really quickly. I don't think it's like Filipino specific, but well, kind of, because I think a lot of Filipino people, they'll like work abroad, like OFW, like even if they don't like move. Yeah, overseas Filipino workers. Even if they don't move there, they'll just like work there for a bit. So basically, my mom, after she like graduated university, she moved to Hong Kong, and her bestie basically like broke up with this guy that she was with for 2 years because she found another guy. But like she was like she you know, she still liked her ex. So like they were like she was like, he's a great guy, like I'm sorry, I just like found someone else. So she set him up with my mom. So yeah, the guy was my dad, and because my mom was in Hong Kong, they just sent letters to each other, because this is like this is like 19 something. So they're like writing letters from like the Philippines to Hong Kong. They never met before, they never went on a in-person date, but I don't know, my mom's penmanship was just so cute. She just I don't know, she just had so much rizz. So yeah, letter rizz. So my dad literally he proposed to her like through a letter.
Really?
And then she said yes, even though they'd never met in person before.
Did she say yes and then send it back?
No, yeah, that's the thing, like that's the only way they could have. And now they're together and I'm here. So
How long have they been together?
I think like 25 years. But yeah.
Anniversary.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I feel like now that's equivalent to, like, you only snap someone and you get engaged. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wait, that's a thing?
No, I'm saying, like, that's the equivalent, because they never met in person.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my goodness. Bro, that's like love story.
So what did they do when they saw each other in person? I'm really curious.
Oh. Actually, okay, so they were, it's actually funny because my dad, like, came to pick my mom up at the airport, but then like he came with her older brother, so he was like, it was really awkward, like they couldn't be like because she had a lot of brothers, like I said, so they were kind of like,
Dang.
yeah.
Bro, this is like the next Kathniel movie. For real.
It's funny.
Dang. Oh my goodness.
But does anyone know how to rizz up Filipinos besides
Everyone has to give a tip.
writing nicely?
Everyone has to give one
Wait,
tip.
I need to think first.
Yeah, this is cheesy, but like getting your guitar out and then
Oh my god.
just singing. Okay.
Okay.
Lemonade.
One of the things that was really popular when I was younger was dedicating a basketball shot for your girl.
Oh, yeah.
Dedicating the and then like pointing at them.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's how you win them over.
Yeah, that's what my Lolo did for my.
Really?
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked, yo.
Oh my gosh. Aww. Gabby?
I'm just gonna lull it.
You're gonna what?
Or cut that out. Cut that out. I don't. Literally anything. Like I don't know. Like I feel like my parents kind of met in like a weird way. Like they met at a party. Mutual friends.
Okay, this is kind of crazy, but for like my family, my mom is like, she like married my dad, of course, and then my mom's sister married my dad's brother. So like,
What?
it's like they met each other through like their like family.
They're not blood related.
But they're not blood related. No, they're not blood related.
Let's clarify.
Just to clarify. But yeah, they met each other through like their siblings. So.
Then your cousins must be like close.
Yeah, they're really close. Yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced traditional Filipino courting? No.
Like to
Is that still a
ourselves?
thing, honestly?
It
Do
is.
people still do that?
I know someone in like my high school. They're both
Here?
Filipino. No, in
Yeah.
they did it the traditional way. He introduced himself to his parents, and then they started dating. But they were still like romantic before, but then they like became official after he told the parents.
Like courting, was he like trying to impress her before she?
No, he was trying to impress her parents.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
traditional way.
Yeah, like
So-
courting.
So they couldn't date
Yeah,
until
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
his
I
parents
see.
knew or her parents knew.
Yeah, courting is usually, it's like you initially are like showing interest for the girl or whatever. It's usually the guy doing the courting.
Yeah.
And then the guy tries to like rizz up the parents basically, and is like, I want to date your daughter, I want to court her, can I? And then like a really Filipino thing is harana. So it's basically like what Jacob was saying, you pull up to their house and you whip out the guitar and you sing Lemonade. And that's how you rizz up the parents and the girl. Yeah, double hit or whatever you want to call it.
I saw something online that the
Yeah.
theory of why Filipinos can sing is because of harana, and only if you could sing well, then you would get married. And so it's in our genes.
It's adaptation.
It's our genes.
Dang. Crazy. Alright, so we've talked a lot about Filipino things. Let's get a little deeper into the questions. Let's introduce our next segment, which is just like deeper questions about being Filipino. So, to start us off, where are you guys from, or where is your family from in the Philippines, and what made you guys like move to Canada?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Canada. So I'm from like Langley, which is near Vancouver kind of, but both of my parents are from like provinces in northern Luzon. One of them is called Carino, and then one of them is called Isabela. Do you know it?
I know Carino.
Oh, wow. Okay, anyway. But yeah, they just moved here like for better like job opportunities and better like education opportunities for their children. So yeah.
My mom's from Cabiao and my dad's from Iloilo, but I was born in Dubai because they were both working there. We moved to Canada because of opportunities, but the story we tell people is that my dad asked little 6-year-old me and little 8-year-old sister, you guys want to move to Canada? And of course, like, because we were in Dubai and it was a desert, we said yes because we wanted to see snow. So he started the whole process of like visa just because the kids wanted to see the snow.
Aww.
That's so cute.
That's so cute. For me, my family is from Bamban in Tarlac, which is in Manila. And we moved to Canada for basically what everyone's saying, you know, better education. And they also really liked the types of like policies in the government here, you know, with like the free healthcare and just more social assistance and welfare. So.
Yeah, so both my parents moved when they were like kind of younger. My dad when he was like 3, my mom when she was 18. So my mom's side, I know they're like from Batangas. My dad's side from Quezon City. And yeah, they both just moved for like better opportunities and just it being safer here.
So I'm from San Pedro Laguna, and I was born there, and I was like raised there for 8 years. And then my family moved to Calgary because I think everyone has the same reasons: better education, better healthcare. And then I also had a few relatives here, and then I lived in Calgary for 10 years, and then moved here for UBC. Yeah, but I'm immigrant.
Were you guys all the first in your family to come to Canada, or were there people like in your family who came before you?
I think
I'm first gen. Is that the right term? Yeah, I'm first gen.
Okay, me too.
I guess my mom, she had like an aunt that was here that like helped her come to Canada. But yeah, I'm also like first gen Canadian.
I don't know. I'm like I heard the term 1.5 because like my parents came here when they were younger, but they still kind of grew up here. So like between 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'm first gen. I moved when I was 8. But we already had relatives here, so that was like something that appealed. Hi. So I think something a lot of us Filipinos experience in UBC is there's just not a lot of us here, honestly. Like, did you guys have any like culture shocks when you moved to UBC? Specifically?
Yeah, for sure. I think like a lot of us in high school kind of romanticized the idea of what uni's like, but I think in first year I realized that the reality of it is you're independent a lot of time, and if you're really close with your family, it can be kind of difficult if you're living away from them as well. And so I found myself having a hard time not being with my parents, not having food, like cultural food like every day. Yeah, and then also when holidays would come by, like Thanksgiving, like the first Thanksgiving in first year, I was like alone, and then all of like my family was together, and that made me kind of sad. But yeah.
I guess from being in Edmonton, Edmonton has a really, really big Filipino population.
Yeah, for sure.
So like every turn you would see, oh, another Filipino. But in UBC, there's literally none. I think in my first year, I met 2 out of all of my classes the whole year. It's not even a culture shock, but another thing I was shocked by in Vancouver is like the houses are so different. I don't know if there's no garages and everyone has front yards. Like
Yeah,
why?
that's so true.
Like the houses are like kind of big too. Like they're not properly sized, I feel. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's sidetrack. Anyway.
Yeah, why don't they have garages?
Yeah, I think similar. Like, I didn't really meet any Filipino, like, classmates, I guess. I think I met, like, one girl in my chem class, but then, like, I wasn't able to, like, talk to her. And I think, like, only after I went to Kaba, I actually met, like, Filipino students. And then especially Filipino international students. Because I had, like, barely ever met any when I was younger. So, yeah, I think that was kind of a culture shock to me. Because I think they were able to teach me, like, different things about being Filipino as well.
Yeah, and just like adding on to what Rachel said, like I wasn't really exposed to too much Filipino culture like outside of my family. So like being here, like making the choice, like I want to be surrounded by or like learn more like as a young adult, definitely was kind of like a culture shock.
Yeah, like I don't know about you guys, but when I moved to UBC, it was the same thing where like when I was growing up, I always had like family who were Filipino and like even classmates. I had a few Filipino classmates. And then when I moved here, I'm like, oh, dang. There's like a total of like 5 Filipino kids in engineering in my year, and that's it. And I think now that I'm in second year, it's 2 that are in civil engineering. And then something that I felt is like, when I was in first year, the only time that I would see Filipino representation on campus is in like a lot of the service workers here, which obviously isn't a bad thing. Like every position is important and has value, but I wouldn't see any Filipino representation in like professors or administrators. And the only place where I could see like other Filipinos is Kaba. Yeah, I don't know if you guys also felt that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's this one lady in Totem Park that's one of like the first year residences, and she would always like check out my meals and be like talk to me in like Tagalog and like ask how my day was. So yeah, a lot of the service workers there are Filipino.
Shout out to the Starbucks ladies on live.
Oh my gosh, yes!
They're the best. I love them so much, and they know my orders, so I love them.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the one near the bookstore?
No. The one by like the Booster Juice.
Oh
Yeah. I feel like every Starbucks it's all Filipino.
Yeah. Anyone have other things? Okay. Yeah, so it kind of sucks that it's hard to see Filipino representation on Kaba. I mean, whoops. On campus. And that's why I hold so much value for Kaba. Because if you are a viewer and you feel like really disconnected from your culture, I think the culture of Kaba is pretty welcoming and accepting, regardless of like, are you from the Philippines or did you grow up here? Do you know Tagalog or not? Like, it doesn't matter. Just come to the event, and like someone's gonna talk to you, someone who you can connect to on like a cultural level, and be able to like still maintain your cultural identity outside of like your family and being away from home. Yeah. Speaking of that, have you guys ever experienced any hardships living away from your families and being disconnected from your cultures? And if so, how did you overcome that?
For me, yeah, when I was in first year, I thought that I would just make like so many friends and I would just like stay, because I don't live too far. Like if I drive, it's like an hour and a half. If I bus, it's like maybe a bit more than 2 hours. But I thought that I would just be like in Vancouver the whole time because I'm just like so cool and I have so many friends. But I got so homesick, just like missing my family and my mom's home cooked meals, which is so much better than like the totem calf. And also just like the language too, I felt like disconnected. And And I think in general, I've always felt a little bit sad because I'm not like fluent in like Tagalog or Ilocano, which is the language that my parents speak. Like I can kind of speak, but it's just not, like my accent's not cute, all of that stuff. So.
Oh. Okay. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it's sort of just echoing on what Rachel said. It's really hard to be like away from family and be disconnected from the language. I found like whenever I'm at home, like my parents would speak like Kapampangan, which is yeah, and then being away from that was kind of hard for a little bit. But yeah, I would say that, and the home cooked meals for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like growing up in Canada, not being born in the Philippines, there's already kind of that disconnect. I mean, like you're connected with your family, like at home and like whatever, but then, like, especially going to like a Catholic school for elementary, like it's so whitewashed. Not that it's so whitewashed. So then like you don't really have that connection when you leave the house, and then when you go home, it's just like this other kind of conception of being Filipino. So like it's not like you have like other many other Filipinos like your age to like kind of relate to. So I think I'm kind of like learning now in university, like joining KABA, like meeting other people with like the same cultural experiences.
Are we all done? Okay. Yeah, I think we all had pretty similar ones. A big one is food. I don't know why, but food really is a big one. I think it also, like, regardless of what culture you're from, like, food is just such a big part of your culture, and only eating not food from your culture, like, really affects you, I feel like. And, yeah, that was a big deal for me, because I lived in, like, first year, like, dorms, right? So it's just, like, dining hall food. And, like, Filipino restaurants are so far from here.
Yeah.
Like, where's the nearest one? Like, Joyce? Collingwood?
Yeah.
That's the closest one I know. And that's, like, an hour and a half away. And, like, if you're a busy, like, university student, you don't have time to do that. Yeah, so that's definitely a disconnect that I had. And I think our responses are pretty varied on how, like, Filipinos at UBC feel. So last question to close us off is, do you have any advice for first years or transfer students at UBC on how they can maintain their connections to Filipino culture?
Join KABA! Woohoo! Especially in first year, I didn't have any like Filipino connections, and honestly, it was my biggest regret of the first year not joining KABA, because like now I know a lot of more Filipinos. So if you ever feel like alone, join KABA. You'll find people who feel the same feelings as you do, and you'll be less alone.
Yeah, so I think for me, like, when you come to university, especially if you're coming from far away, like Calgary or the Philippines, and you're just, like, meeting a bunch of people who you didn't grow up with and you don't have shared experiences with, instead of, like, looking for people with those shared experiences, you can look for, like, shared interests and shared values, and I think a lot of that comes with being Filipino, like, just sitting here together, I've learned, like, so many things and how they're, like, Filipino things when I thought they were just, like, my family things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, like what Raya was saying, I think KABA has just been, like, such a good experience for me to, like, learn more about my culture that I identify with, because I think even though we're all Filipino, we have similar, like, experiences growing up, we still kind of, like, express our culture in a different way depending on how we were raised and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, join KABA, of course, but I also think it's super good to be intentional about staying in touch with your culture. So whether that's calling your family and, like, making sure that you check up on them, or, like, reading what's going on in, like, the Philippines, just making sure that you're making that effort to stay in touch.
Yeah, I would totally echo that. Like, I mean, it's easier said than done. Like, if you're abroad and you're going to Van or anywhere else, doesn't mean you have to like necessarily negotiate or give up part of your Filipino identity. Doesn't mean you're going to be less Filipino. It's just like what Jacob said and what everyone else said. Like, just be intentional. Just like try to not put more effort, but like try to keep that part of your identity like still maintained.
Yeah, going off what Jacob and Gabby said, I just thought like, especially for people like us, well, I guess Hannah, like you came from the Philippines, but I think a lot of Filipino kids who grew up in Canada, but their parents are from the Philippines, I know a lot of them will feel like kind of sad that they don't feel connected to their culture and that maybe their parents didn't teach them as much as they could, and maybe they're not able to speak Tagalog or the other regional languages, but like it's never the parents, honestly. Like moving to a totally different country with a totally different culture is so hard. So like I can imagine that like for them trying to raise their kids with values that are like true to themselves, but then also will help them grow up in this new place that they haven't discovered themselves is so difficult. So I just think like having that understanding between like Filipino Canadians and like immigrants and the Filipinos in our club and at UBC that actually come from the Philippines, just having the understanding that we're like all Filipino no matter what, I guess. And not to like be like, you don't know Tagalog? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ours, Rachel. Ours. You were spitting bars now. Yeah. So main takeaway is join Kaba. And talk to your mom.
Talk to your mom.
Before we end, do you have any final comments or anything else to say about being Filipino 101? No. All right.
Actually,
What?
okay, maybe you can.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. This
What
is
do you
a
wanna say? You
this
can
is
do
a
it.
weird place to put it in, but I can see in this we have a nice little script here, but you're gonna thank us, but I just really want to thank you, Hannah, because Hannah was like sick this whole week, and she was like still writing the script and making all the edits. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for all the questions. Also, thank you, Nico, for sitting there for like an hour and a half and filming. Yeah, we appreciate it. Continue with your outro.
Now it's my turn to appreciate you guys. Thank you to Rachel, Gabby, Jacob, and Raya for all of you guys and everything that you brought to the podcast today. And thank you, if you're a listener, for watching to this episode of FILO Talks, a podcast by UBC Kaba. And if you have any questions or topics about things that you want to explore in being Filipino, you should DM us on Insta at UBC KABABAYAN. My bad. I have more to say.
We're making a thumbnail.
And then, if you have any more questions, DM us. And, see you guys until the next one.